There's a beautiful lesson that we could learn from the 5th chapter and the 20th Mishnah of Pirkei Avos. The Mishnah goes as follows. Yehuda ben Tema Omer. Yehuda ben Tema would say, Have as kanamer, be bold as a leopard. Vikal kanesher, light as an eagle. Ratz katzvi, swift as a deer. Vigibor ka'ari, and strong as a lion. La'asor ritzon avicha shabashamayim. To fulfill and to carry out the will of your Father in heaven. This Mishnah is very on point. Yehuda ben Tema has chosen and depicted the most appropriate animals to display the essence of what it means to be bold, swift, and strong. Indeed, it is true that leopards are very bold animals. They are fearless. And we know that deers are very swift and lions, of course, are very strong. But why did Yehuda ben Tema choose the eagle to represent the most lightest of all birds? Perhaps a more appropriate bird would have been the hummingbird. If you were to ask me, I would say, Yehuda ben Tema, you were 3 for 3. But why did you choose the eagle when in fact the eagle is the most heaviest of all birds? And perhaps the answer is that although the eagle is the heaviest of all birds, it flies and soars higher than all the rest of the birds as if it is the lightest of all birds. In relation to its body size and to its weight, the performance of the eagle is the best. Despite his weight, he still soars as though he is the lightest of all the birds. He does not allow his challenge in life to weigh him down, but rather uses it as a springboard to get himself to the top. I think the perfect example of this, the perfect example of somebody who is able to take up a challenge and use it as a means to grow from and to become stronger from it, is Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was the inventor of the light bulb. Can you imagine what the world would have looked like if not for Thomas Edison? But what's even more impressive than the invention itself is what it took Thomas Edison in fulfilling his goal of creating and inventing the light bulb. It took Thomas Edison 1,000 tries, and in the process he has failed and he has burned down houses and he was put to jail and he would try again. And finally, when he achieved his ultimate goal and he has invented the light bulb, he was interviewed and he was asked, is it true that it took you 1,000 tries and you failed 1,000 times until you finally succeeded in inventing the light bulb? Thomas Edison said, it is true, however, I have not failed 1,000 times. I have found 1,000 ways that don't work. And so I knew I was one step closer to my ultimate goal. This is a person who understands that when life throws you a challenge, you step up to the plank and you understand that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. I heard once a beautiful quote. The quote goes as follows. Does the person create the journey, or does the journey create the person? Who creates who? And I believe the answer is that the person does not create the journey. God creates the journey. It is the journey, the pitfalls that a person goes through in life, that's what creates him. Many times when life throws us a challenge, we allow the hardships to weigh us down instead of using it to become stronger. We can learn from the eagle that when life throws us a challenge and a difficulty, instead of allowing it to suppress us and to make us feel like we'll never get to the top, rather to use it to become stronger and soar as high as we can, using our imperfection as the tools to become as great as we can. And perhaps that is what makes the eagle so impressive, that although it is the heaviest of all birds, it in fact flies as though he is the lightest of all the birds.